And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today I'm fired up outside my brain. I'm gonna help you to get to the land of your dreams as fast as possible. Let me ask you that question. When do you want to succeed? When do you want to get to the land of your dreams, having abundance in terms of resources, having abundance in terms of not just living monogamy with one girlfriend or having a wife, okay, but living 3 girls in love lifestyle, okay, having 3 women, and they're the mothers of your children, your future children, in the future when you have a family. Abundance in terms of resources, in terms of the women you want in your life, and in terms of having the relationships with the other people in your life that you want to have. Okay? When do you want to become who you want to be for your lifetime? You've got to realize that every one of us want to get there as fast as humanly possible. Why would we want to take so much time to get there? But that's what we do with our human nature. We do that. We trip ourselves up when we could have gotten there a lot faster. And that's what this video is all about. Helping you to avoid the detours that are, there's so many detours in life that are stopping you from living the life that you desire. And we want to get rid of them one by one. So comment down below in terms of what you think might be a detour in your life, because I can promise you, if you have a detour in your life, you're not sure if it's a detour, but if you mention it to me and you're in doubt, well, there's a very nice saying, when in doubt, throw it out. That's what my mom used to say when we wanted to declutter the house. Well, when in doubt, throw it out. You're not sure if you want to keep it, get rid of it. Because that's how you're gonna get to the land of your dreams. Just like I've said in the past, get rid of distractions. You gotta get rid of distractions in order for you to be able to focus on the thing that you want to achieve. You can't achieve what you wanna do unless you start focusing. Focus is the name of the game. Follow one course until successful. Okay, you can't do many different paths all at the same time, because you'll start one path and then you'll start another one, you'll never get to your end destination. You need to follow through on one thing until you get there. That means that you've got to get rid of all the other paths in order for you to get where you want to go. Get rid of distractions in order for you to focus. In other words, you gotta get rid of what you don't want in order to make room for what you do want. Right? We're avoiding those detours today. Again, comment down below what you think your detours might be, because they're relevant to everyone else. Trust me, you guys are pretty much all the same, even though you all have some kind of unique things about yourselves. Okay, so let's think about this first. Very interestingly enough, I did a small poll last week on how many hours you guys are working in total between your jobs and in your businesses. And interestingly enough, we had 9% that were working 60 to 80-hour work weeks, okay? So it's basically, that was the highest alternative for how many hours you could work. And there was 9%. If you guys, you are part of the 9%ers, or basically 1 out of 10 are actually doing the things that I'm telling you on this channel, you are the ones that will get the results, as long as you apply all the other stuff, obviously. But if you are one of the 10, congratulations, fantastic. Which means that all of you other guys, it doesn't take very much for you to transfer yourself to 1 out of 10. To get part of those 10%ers, of those 9%ers, it doesn't require a lot. It simply means that you gotta increase your work ethic. That's it. Amazing. The other percentages were 40 to 60 hours a week with 33%, 1/3 of you guys. Amazing. 10 to 40 hours was 27%, again, pretty much 1/3. And 1/3 don't work at all. How is that possible? You watch this channel and 1/3 of you are not working at all. But Joseph, I'm a student at school. I'm a student. You're a student, but you're not even working 10 to 40 hours. You're not working 10 hours in a job next to your schooling. You're 12 years old. You're not even putting in 10 hours. It's like less than an hour and a half per day to achieve your dreams. Amazing. I've spoken about 10,000 hours in the past. In order for you to become elite, professional, like not professional, but world class in anything, okay? Like basically top 500 or top 1,000 in the world. In your field, you gotta invest those 10,000 hours and do the thing that you want to do and get better at it and 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 better at it over 10,000 hours, okay? That is, if you count it up, it's 40 hours a week times 50 weeks, right? Becomes 2,000, meaning times 5 years is 10,000 hours. So if you work 5 years, 40 hours a week, 50 weeks of the year, you'll get to 10,000 hours. The beautiful thing, and what I teach on this channel, is that you need to build up your work ethic so that you can do that in half the time. How do you do that? It's numbers game. You simply double the amount of work hours you do in a week. Meaning, it's not 40 hours a week anymore. You do 80 hours a week so that you can become world-class elite in what you're trying to do within the next 2.5 years instead of the next 5 years. Do you understand what I mean? It's math. It's simple math. And if you want to take twice as long, let's say, I'm not able to work more than 20 hours a week. In total. And it's very difficult for me because I've got this excuse, and I've got this excuse, and I've got this excuse, and I've got this excuse. I can't work more than 20 hours a week. No problem. The only problem is your problem, which means, like, in terms of how long it's gonna take for you to become world-class elite in what you want to do. Because it's gonna take you 10 years. Instead of 2.5 years, it's gonna take you 10 years. Like, you're quadrupling the amount of time that it's going to take you to get there. Why? Again, we're going to go through the detours today. I'm just saying to you right now, you want to become a man of truth, right? Truth. You want to become a man of truth and establish yourself as the elite performer in your field so that you can be paid the big bucks. We need to develop our work ethic. But before we can do that, we got to get rid of the other stuff that we're working on right now. So I've got a list of detours that I recommend for you to quit altogether right now, to neglect it and say no more. Are you ready for that list? It's going to be a quite intense list, but you know what they are if you've been on my channel for quite a while. But we got to get rid of it. And there's two different things that I want, like, what's stopping you right now from actually putting in those 80 hours? You know what the one thing is? It's your femininity. Did you know that? That's why you're not working 80 hours a week. It's your femininity. You like, if you were masculine, then you would do something despite how you feel, despite your emotions. So you do the 80 hours a week because you don't have any emotions. Your emotions don't matter to you. Who cares about my emotions? I don't care about my emotions because I care about those 80 hours. Now I gotta maintain my emotions. I gotta make sure that that everything is working around in my life so that I don't die, or that I keep an optimal health so that I actually can do the 80 hours consistently over a long period of time. Because if I can only do 80 hours a week for a month and then I'm burnt out and then I can't do it anymore, well, guess what? You didn't get to those 10,000 hours, did you? So you gotta do the maintenance and keeping yourself, optimally well enough so that you can do the 80 hours a week consistently over a long period of time, because that's what you need to do. That's success. Showing up daily, consistently over a long period of time, and you will get what you want. If I keep doing what I'm doing right now, I will get what it is that I want because I'm investing those freaking 10,000 hours. What are those 10,000 hours? What are those detours that I was going to tell you guys about? First of all, number one, okay? If you're still at school, get rid of it. Get rid of school once and for all. You haven't watched my quit school video, watch it 10 times, 20 times if you're still at school. Because if you're still at school, you haven't gotten the urgency of quitting yet, right? Well, I love everything else you say on your channel, bro, but I can't quit school, man, because of this and this and this and this reason. My parents would kill me. Who flippin' cares about your parents, okay? You shouldn't care about your parents to the extent of how much you care about your parents. And I'll tell you why. Because they've given you your life so that you can live it to the nth degree, okay? If you become successful and happy, they've done their part. If you are miserable doing the thing that your parents want you to do, you are failing at being a good son. You got that? If you are miserable and you're doing stuff and you're poor throughout the rest of your life, you're putting your parents in danger. Because they're baby boomers and they don't recognize the importance of hedging themselves, most probably, from the depreciation of the dollar, right? Or from the depreciation of their age. They're probably still investing in their pensions. They're not entrepreneurs probably 95% of the time for most of you guys, right? Which means that you are probably the one that needs to support them in 20 years time, or 10 years time, or 40 years time, okay? They'll be old and frail and have no cash. That's what's gonna happen to them. And you, listening to them, screw them over. So you've got to learn how to neglect listening to your parents, because very often they're giving you horrific advice. How do you know that your parents are giving you horrific advice? By looking at their lives, okay? Do their lives suck? Do they complain a lot, okay? Do you know what I mean? Are they living the life that you desire? Because if they're not, you should probably avoid taking any advice from them, ever, okay? Unless you're 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old, okay, fine. You're nearing 16, 17, 18. People say that you're still a minor until you're 18 years old. As a guy, I kind of disagree, okay? When you're 16 years old, you're old enough to manage to live on your own anywhere. But, you know, don't take my advice. I'm just a random YouTuber. But I'm just saying, if you're 18 years old, you're still living with your parents, it's a problem, okay? I'd rather you... There are exceptions to the rule, okay? If you never ever see them, fantastic. Then use them for bed and breakfast. Okay, basically you work 80 hours a week, you never see your parents, great, still live at home. But if you don't work 80 hours a week, then you need to get the hell out of there. Because then you're being massively influenced by their thinking, their negative stinking thinking, and it affecting your life. So it's like a double thing of getting to 80 hours a week. It's to run away from your parents. Okay, that's one of the reasons why you need to work 80 hours a week. To be honest. Okay, I was talking about quitting school. If you're 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, 16, 17 years old, and you still go to high school, middle school, whatever it is, quit. But do it wisely, okay? Because, you know, you don't want to get in trouble for a long time. You want to quit in the way that I explained in the quit school video, which is people skilledly talking to your parents about the benefits for them and for you if you simply quit school and start working on your career at the age of 12. That's what I recommend. A lot of kids are like, oh, I'm only 12 years old. This business stuff doesn't relate to me. It relates to you. You're 12 years old. Your sperm production is fully developed. you're ready to kick in some action. You're ready to work 80 hours a week. Trust me, don't worry about it. If you're 8, 9, 10, 11, okay, maybe it's not your turn quite yet. During that time, you're building yourself up until you're 12 years old. That's when you kick in the 80-hour work week. That's my opinion. Oh, child labor. Whatever. Okay, so next thing. Quit your girlfriend. Okay? I'm going to explain to you. Oh, man, the quit school, man. It's such a huge one because so many of you guys are still stuck in it. I'm like, I just want to explain one quick thing about quit school because it's such a huge one because you literally are spending 6, 7, 8 hours a day there. Oh my gosh, it's insane. Like the opportunity cost, you could have been making money and then investing that money, but no, you're at school learning, investing for your future. No, it's not. Okay, what you learn in school is crap. What was I gonna say? If you invest 10,000 hours within 5 years out of school, that's 10 years. Now that's 5 years. Okay, so from 12 to 17, you literally are investing at least 10,000 hours schooling. If you had simply quit and spent those 6 and used 1 or 2 of those hours a day, because you've got now 16 hours a day, that's basically yours, right? To set up the way you want it. You literally could just take 2 hours a day, study what they study at school, and become 10 times smarter or in terms of what they learn than the kids at school. If you simply took those 2 hours every single day and studied. And then in addition, you had those 6, 7 hours on top of that to work. It's insane. Like the amount of time that you save. Literally, if you do that from 12 years old, you'll become elite, world class, better than adults. Okay? The best people in the world that are 40 years old, 30 years old, you'll be better than them at 18. If you do this strategy, you're simply wasting time at school. And if you're an adult and you are still in college, you're like, oh my gosh. Coaching is 10 times more better than schooling. Because you got to realize, why are you at school? You're probably at college, if I'm talking to college students now, because you want to make sure you have something safe to fall back on. You know what the safest thing to fall back on is? Your brain. Your capacity to work. Your capacity to find solutions to problems. That's what you want to make sure that you fall back on. Okay? And education is nothing to fall back on. No matter what. Okay? Because what I've taught Luaista, for example, he's 23 years old, and when we talk about him going to a job, you heard us in the last video, we had a update, 15-month update. What we were saying there is that he will never get a job in the future. And he's like, but even if I do get a job, and I'm like, you will never get a job in the future because you know how to establish a business now. And you know how to be masculine about your expenses. The worst comes to worst, you're homeless, but working 80 hours a week, figuring out the best solution for people, figuring out how they can succeed. If you understand the masculine mindset, you will never, ever be depressed, okay, homeless. There's nothing wrong with being homeless as long as you're fired up outside your brain, working 80 hours a week to make the world a better place and to serve other people and to make sure that everyone gets value around you, right? There's 2 kind of homeless people. Homeless person, which is the normal homeless person, which is the depressed guy, right? But then you could be the other homeless person. Let's say you'd like live in nature and then you shower or live in your car and then shower at the gym right next door. That's extremely cheap, by the way. And you can be that homeless person that's fired up outside his brain. And when you are that homeless person, you're gonna get rich within the next 2 years if you keep going, right? As long as you never allow yourself to be beaten up by your mentality. Masculine, okay? Femininity gets depressed. Oh, emotions, blah, 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 blah. If you're rational, if you're masculine, you'll figure it out, okay? And it's all about work, okay? You have a question, comment them down below. I answer questions at the end. Thank you so much. Let's see. I've spoken about school because it's the biggest detour in the history of the world. The biggest detour in the history of the world is school, and you're still doing it. Okay, another one. Quit religion. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? I was a religious schoolboy for a very long time, okay? Very long time. And I'll tell you why I'm saying quit religion. Number one, how do you know that your religion is true? How? That's a very interesting one. I answered that question many times. People ask me, how do you know that you're true? And I'm like, I just know, man. I just know. It just makes sense, okay? Does it? Really? Okay. So let me tell you why prioritizing massive amounts of investment of time in a religion, okay? Let's say, for example, I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you've got personal questions about how should I deprioritize my religion, contact me, DM me at Men of High Value, because I'm not gonna offend you guys on live TV, because this video is gonna be up there for an extremely very long time. But I can tell you right now that I deprioritized my religious beliefs for a good reason, okay? The purest form of religion is living according to truth. Right? Very often religious people are stuck in the clouds and they're not taking action right here. I'm sick of it. Religious people are not applying the principles that they're being taught. Hypocrisy. That's what's going on in religion these days. They're up in the clouds thinking that they're holy while they're not working. They're not making the world a better place. What the heck what's up with that? Okay? Like, if you're gonna be religious, then you need to work 80 hours a week. That's religion. That's solving other people's problems. That's being there for them. You getting rich and then using those riches to bless the lives of other people, that's religion. And I'm sick and tired of religions that teach people that being rich is bad. It's insane what they teach at church. I grew up with it. That was one of the biggest problems that I had with my mentality. Reading the scriptures every single day. Oh man, he's talking about rich people. Oh, he's saying that they're gonna go to hell if they don't do this and that and the other. Give all your money away and follow me, okay? Really? Okay, like if you take that to heart, for me, I don't know if Jesus actually said that. I really don't. Because if he did, that's a principle that doesn't work. I can literally give you a whole, like I've even been thinking about it, teaching you guys about begging, teaching you guys about the principle of begging. Okay? It's a principle that doesn't work and we should not feed it. I can make a huge long video about it, but I'm not going to, probably. But for those of you interested in that, then share it with me, because in the future, there's going to be a lot of begging going on, okay? I'm just telling you, your religion, most probably, okay, 95% of the time is probably not true. Because it's not working and it's not according to truth. It's not according to principle, according to that which works consistently over a long period of time. And they're probably teaching you a lot of crap. I'm just telling you. So you need to figure out if it actually works. If it does, bro, share it with me, man. I want to hear about your religion if it works. Because if it doesn't work, I know. Because of the principles that are just easy to understand. Oh my gosh. The reason why I'm telling you this, I could say that it was a massive detour for me, but because I invested a lot of time in my religion. I love my religion. I love those people. They're amazing, okay? And I love everyone who's part of it. And I don't regret any of my past. However, it was a massive detour in my belief system. About success, about getting to the place where I want to go, about being able to develop my own power. Okay? That is a principle. God desires you to have power, endless amounts of power, because he wants you to be where he is. Does that mean that it's only about money? No, not at all. But if you can't figure out how to get rich, okay, which is easy, how are you going to figure out how to become a god? It doesn't make any sense. Like, you're really struggling with becoming rich? Oh, it's so hard, man. That's like the easiest thing in the universe if you literally put in the work. And why would you want to remain poor when there's so many people struggling and having problems, and very often only because of their poverty? When you're poor, you can't help anyone else. You gotta figure, charity starts at home. You gotta start at home first. And you gotta get rich so that you can help other people get rich. And guess what? Once you help other people get rich, then we're all getting richer together, eradicating poverty once and for all. If your religion teaches against rich people, it's a false religion. Okay, that's my spiel on that. Let's move on, okay? Quit girlfriends. It's one of the biggest detours as well. Why? If you're married, different story. You got kids, different story completely, okay? But for those of you who have a girlfriend, most probably 95 or 99% of the time, she's not going to be your girlfriend for the rest of your life. Especially when you tell her about 3 Girls in Love, because you don't understand female nature. It's a detour, a massive detour, because when you get a girlfriend, you attach yourself to her reproductive cycle. And her reproductive cycle is every 28 days, she has this. She got her period. Oh, crying. Oh, I need you. Can you come to me, please? Okay, and then you have to go over there, solve her problems, and do this, that, and the other. And you could have been working 80-hour work weeks, but you can't because she's going through something and you gotta help her. Okay, finally, she gets to her normal week, which is from 0 to 7 days, right? Phew, everything's normal. Now I'm getting back on track. And then she enters her horny period. And that is the time when you actually begin to get confidence. If you guys actually have sex together, oh, everything's wonderful. She's wonderful and I can progress on my business. She doesn't need me as much and blah, blah, blah. Great. And then her PMS starts and you get screwed over. And then guess what? You're not productive anymore. You can't work as hard anymore, and she's telling you that she's gonna dump you, and she's going through all these motions, blah 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 blah, and you're like thinking about her while you're working. She's texting you, da 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 da, and you're like, how long are you gonna do that for? How long? It's a massive detour. She's probably not gonna be your woman for the rest of your life anyway, so you're talking to someone else's wife in the future. Why? Why? I literally have had like 5 girlfriends growing up. Waste of time. Why did I do that to myself? Because no one was teaching me the stuff that I'm teaching you guys. It's a massive, huge detour. Voluntary celibacy and semen retention so that you don't need women. Get rid of them. Quit on your girlfriend. Say, sorry, I'm busy. I'm going to work 80-hour work weeks. I can still say hi once in a while. My recommendation is that you very nicely dump her because you've got other plans and you're not going to date anyone else, and you can tell her 3 Girls in Love is what I want to go for. That's the way it is. And she's going to be what? Who cares? Okay, you're not destroying her. Okay, you could DM me if you've been together with a girlfriend for an extremely long time and you need to move on with your life, and I'll help you to let her down gently. Okay, but the whole point is you've got millions of lives to help out, and then you're stuck with this woman here who's not even gonna be there for the long term because she's probably gonna dump you anyway or cheat on you in the future because you don't understand female nature, right? What's the freaking point? Get rid of it. Start focusing on your dreams. It's a detour. You want to focus on it? Okay, be my guest. But you're not going to get to your destination as fast as possible. That's what we're trying to do here. 80 hours a week, man. Most women don't like men doing 80 hours a week. They don't. Because they need someone. They're social creatures. Let women take care of women. Okay? let's move on. Quit hobbies. Quit hobbies. Okay, I was gonna start this video and actually tell you guys about how your career choices are defined by your hormones. Your career choices are defined by your hormones. Guess what your hormones is defined by? It's defined by your beliefs, okay? So if you have feminine beliefs and you've grown up femininely, your career choices are going to be in the arts. Did you know that? They're gonna be in music. They're gonna be in drawing. They're gonna be in blah, 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 blah. There's gonna be about emotion, okay? If you're feminine and you're gonna build your career and your life around emotion instead of building your career and life around rational logic, okay? STEM field, okay? Like doing something that actually promotes humanity in the right direction towards truth, towards peace, towards harmony, towards everyone having everything that they need of. And you're trying to give them entertainment or creating abstract paintings or whatever. I don't know what you're doing, but if you're feminine, you're going to develop career choices that are based around femininity. If you are choosing masculine career choices, good on you, man. I'm fired up for you. If you are thinking business, oh my gosh, even more, man. It is the most masculine thing to do. You're thinking about money. You're thinking about power. You're thinking about competition against other men. You are masculine, okay? That's what I want for you. And you need to make sure that you quit on your hobbies, okay? Most probably your hobbies, okay, they're good if you do it like 2 hours a week or something. And it's just like a thing that helps you maintain and keeps your emotions in check and everything is optimal so that you can work 80 hours a week. But if you've got hobbies that are feminine, it's gonna affect your workload because you're gonna spend time with other feminine creatures. Have you noticed that? The more feminine things you do, the more feminine the people around you are gonna be. The more masculine things you do, the more masculine people are gonna be around you. Who do you want to be around if you want to get to your dreams and goals as fast as possible? You want to be around masculinity as much as possible. Does that make sense? And if your hobbies are feminine based, that's gonna stop that. So learn to develop hobbies that are masculine, so you need to quit on your feminine hobbies. That's gonna be a difficult one. I love singing, bro. I quit singing a long time ago. Okay? My mother still asks me, Joseph, do you still sing? Because I was a singer. I was an entertainer. I could have become a pop star. I literally could have, okay? Like I was 16 years old, competition, I was on TV and all that stuff, got my 15 minutes of fame. Who freaking cares? Okay? I'm glad. I'm so glad. I did not choose a life of entertainment, of me being someone else's entertainment. In many aspects, I kind of am on this channel, but I'm not doing it for femininity. I'm doing it for other people. I'm doing it for masculinity purposes. Do you understand? To make the world a better place. Entertainment is amazing. It's great. It's wonderful. But there's billions upon billions of other people who are trying to succeed in entertainment, and then you jump in there trying to compete against those people. What's the point? What's the point? There is no competition in the masculine fields. No competitions at all. And yet you're trying to compete where everyone else is trying to compete. Why? Right? You've got like this massive space of potential career choices, and it's so easy to become elite, world class in those things. Even if you like literally like many of billionaires that you see are kind of retarded. Like they stutter and they're like, and they still become billionaires because they're amazing in their field. Have you seen Vitalik? Okay, the founder of Ethereum. Oh my gosh. Like you can become better than all of those guys if you put in the hours. Again, quit your hobbies that are feminine. And if you have a masculine hobby, awesome, but do it once a week for 2 hours. You don't need to make it your life. I know a guy who's a shotgun competitor. Like he wanted to participate in the Olympics when he came to shotgun. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, awesome. Okay, first of all, it's a masculine activity, right? Becoming good at weapons, becoming good at whatever it is that he's doing, or anyone else. Just think about hobbies that people have. But he's spending so much time trying to get sponsors and improving his game so that he can get sponsors so that he can go to the Olympics, so that he can get sponsors to go to the Olympics. And he's feminine, relying on someone else's cash in order for him to succeed. Why? If he instead had spent 2.5 years building up massive momentum in a business, it would have provided all of the time in the world for him to succeed in a masculine hobby. Very often people put hobbies first because I love my hobbies, instead of focusing on business, becoming rich, having passive income, and then returning to your hobbies. Do you understand what I mean? Like, if you want to be a mixed martial arts guy, if you want to succeed in the ring, build a business first so you don't need anyone else's money. Because very often artists and athletes and all those guys are like, oh my gosh, I lost my funding. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. When you should be thinking about your sport. You should be thinking about how you can become the best in the world at the thing that you're doing. The best way to do that is to build a business first, preferably when you're 12, so that you can actually be young and be the person that you want to be and have passive income to do it. When you've got money, when you've got passive income, you can do anything you want in the entire world, okay? And you can invest 80 hours a week developing your craft, developing your masculine hobby. You'll be the best in the world if you do that. Understand, this is all rational, this is all masculine, and it all makes sense. Amazing. Okay. Quit planning. It's a detour. What do I mean by quit planning? Very often, if you don't have a coach, you're going to sit down and try to plan out your life. You're going to sit there and be like, who do I want to be? What do I want to achieve with my life? What do I want to this, that, and the other? Okay, that's great. That's good. You need to do that sometimes, but you don't need to spend a lot of time on it. You don't need to plan 4 hours a day. I used to do it. That's why I'm telling you guys, stop. It's ridiculous. You need to be out serving people, product or services pushed on the public, okay? Not pushed, you understand what I mean? But figuring out what people want and then helping them to get it. If you're sitting there planning all the time, it's not going to work very well. At one point in the future, when you've got employees, then you can begin to create a vision. But that's not your role yet. If you don't have employees yet, why are you wasting your time planning? What you should be doing is working 80-hour work weeks. If you work 80-hour work weeks, then you can plan. Did you see the difference? Again, it's like you're prioritizing the thing that's going to screw you over in the long run. Because very often the thing that you're planning is not going to work. There's a very amazing principle from the Slide Edge book where he explains that you just simply have to come up with the plan of action, and that plan is going to fail. And that's a good thing. But you have to start with the plan, but then do it. Because you can't perfect a plan. Because it's not going to work out in reality. You got to make a plan and then put in the action so that you can return back and make a better plan. And then put in the action and come back and make a better plan. But the most crucial aspect is the 80 hours a week. Again. Okay, just a few more things. Quit friends, quit family. What do I mean by that? Wasting time, man. My mother needs me. She's sick. I'm talking about you now. Okay, well, you need to be there for her, of course, right? A few hours a week? Absolutely. But if you're not working, hopefully you've got siblings that can be there and take care of her all the time. But you should be the one, and you're probably the one that's most masculine. Think about it. Of all your family, you're the only one watching this channel. You're the only one thinking about success. You're the only one thinking about the long-term picture. of how it's going to look like 20 years down the road, 30 years, 40 years down the road. Who do you think should be working and neglecting spending time with your mother even though she's sick? I'm just using it as an example because that's a very sensitive topic. You should make sure everyone else takes care of her so that you can take care of the financial situation, so that she is never in need of medication or of the food that she needs or of a place to stay. Because if she gets financial issues, her sickness is going to get worse because she's going to stress, she's going to worry, she's going to do this, that, and the other. But if you were the one who went out and worked 80 hours a week, you've solved that whole problem because you're always there to take care of her financially because of her taking care of you when you were a kid. Do you understand what I mean? Quit on your family. You gotta lose what you want temporarily so that you can get it massively in the future. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying quit on your family in terms of don't spend more than 2 or 3 hours a week with them. You shouldn't ever do that because most often family is like the most negative thinkers you have in your life. You need to cut down on the amount of time you spend with them. It's important. It's crucial for your success so that you can succeed and come back and help them out and be an example to all of them of how success looks like and how happiness looks like when you're able to take care of problems. Okay? The last one, friends. You guys understand this one. You really do. Which is basically, are these guys going to help you to get to the land of your dreams? Because if they will, then you should invest in them so that they can invest in you and then you invest in them back, right? Most probably though, the friends you have right now suck, which means that they're going to hold you back in terms of achieving your dreams and goals and in terms of working 80 hours a week. They're going to tell you, come on, relax, man. Stop working so much. You're making us look bad. Bro, come on, man. Stop thinking about them. Your friends, you don't know yet. The friends for life that you're going to have in the future, you have not met yet. Most probably. 99% certain that the friends you're going to have for life, that are going to be your friends for life, you haven't met them yet. Your friends right now, it's more likely that they will backstab you at some point in the future, emotionally, than them being your lifelong friends for life. Okay? It's more likely that they're going to backstab you than they're going to be there for the rest of your life. Because most of the friends you have do not stay around for the long term. Because you're going to move. And you're going to be all over the place. And suddenly you lose contact. And, oh, yeah, hi, man. I haven't seen you in 10 years. That's what's going to happen with your current friends. So if you're listening to your friends and you're around your friends a lot, it's a waste of time. Quit on your friends. Quit! So that you can get new friends. Better friends. People who are like you, but better than you, who think like you, or who think even bigger and better than you. Anyway, that's what I want to share with you guys today. Hope you got a lot out of it because, man, you can and will succeed if you follow these principles. It's impossible for you not to succeed. It's impossible to not succeed in business if you put in the work. Your business in the future might go bankrupt. I don't know, right? Depending upon how much debt you have, etc. But if you get back up and build another business, oh, bankruptcy again, fantastic. And then you get back up again, you build another business, guess what? It's impossible to fail at business for the long term. It's impossible. Because you put in 10,000 hours as a business owner. That is pure religion. Numbers. Knowing that you will succeed no matter what, as long as you put in the hours. Isn't that an amazing universal system that God has given us? That if you just put in the work, man, you can get anything in life that you want. And there are some principles that I recommend that will give you massive happiness. And he's put it all, and it's obvious. And it just makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, watch this video one more time. And remember, guys, I know my videos are long, okay? But watch them 2.0. Seriously, right? 2.0x. 2.0x. Double speed. Oh, no. I want to hear every single word you say, bro. You don't have time for that crap. You need to hear me double speed, and you need to hear me throughout your day when you're doing something that doesn't require your brain. Okay? But to sit down in front of your computer, oh, your picture is not that good, bro. Your videos, oh, they kind of suck. You should be listening to this when you're going through your day, because then you're gonna know you're right on track. When things go bad, absolutely awesome. I knew that this was gonna happen, etc., etc. Okay? You need me throughout the day, but you need me at 2.0x. Okay? Just so that you guys know that. Let's see if there's any questions. Which there, of course, is. Hello, brother. Can you tell me how much money do I need to have already in order for me to start my own business? 0. You don't need money to start business. 0 money to start a business, okay? You need some money to hire me as a coach, which I would recommend before you start your business so we know that you're climbing the right wall, okay? Oh, I should have climbed over there. Yeah, you should have hired a coach, okay? But do you understand what I mean? Like what I'm trying to say is that you need 0 money to start a business, but you need a massive work ethic to start a business. That's why I recommend the 2-3 other jobs, 60-hour work weeks, at least, preferably 70 to 80-hour work weeks, and then start your business. That's the first thing to prioritize, putting in the work ethic. Let's see. Thank you so much, RK Strength Training. Ronnie, awesome video, bro. Let's see. Preach on. Joseph snapped on the religion topic. Cool. Okay, I have a question. What's up, NB? I don't know what NB is. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. You guys are awesome. Make sure you like and subscribe and share it with your friends, man. They need success just as much as you do. I'll see you in the next one.